The government cabinet has instructed authorities to tighten border crossings to prevent illegal entry via non-checkpoints in an attempt to avert the spread of COVID-19. The cabinet gave the instruction at its monthly meeting for August that ended on Friday amid the increased risk of a second wave of the pandemic. Chaired by Prime Minister Thongloun Sisulit, the two-day meeting told officials in charge to improve policies to promote small and medium enterprises, or SMEs. Authorities concerned were instructed to manage currency exchange and inflation rates to ensure they are controllable and conducive to socio-economic development. The meeting called for the debt repayment of state investment projects in order to enable contracted companies to maintain their operations. The cabinet called for actions to push implementation of mega projects, including the under-construction Laos-China Railway, expressways, and economic development plan along the rail corridor to ensure the implementation of the project are on track to bolster the economy. The meeting asked the Task Force for Domestic Production and Consumption Promotion to identify untapped potential in an attempt to encourage local production and lessen imports. The cabinet called for great attention to collecting revenue for the last 4 months of this year, striving to attain the annual revenue target. Authorities were instructed to expedite the modernizing of revenue collection mechanisms in order to close loopholes for revenue leaks. Cabinet members also discussed the draft policy and its action plan for disabled people, which are aimed to extend assistance to people with disabilities. The meeting approved in principle 3 drafted laws: the draft law on land vehicles, drafted law on higher education, and drafted law on international cooperation against crime. The participants also discussed the draft ministerial decree on the Disaster Management Fund, which outlined principles and regulations for using the fund for disaster management and emergency relief. The cabinet called for authorities to continue promoting Lao Tour Laos and prepare for post-COVID-19 tourism promotion. Other issues tabled at the meeting included labor skills training to meet market demand, all-round preparation and support for rainy season cultivation, and follow-up on climate change adaptability and weather forecasting to ensure the public is prepared and informed. The cabinet instructed authorities to remain vigilant to possible flooding during the current rainy season and prepare to extend immediate relief and assistance to affected local villagers. The meeting called for those monitoring of water levels at various hydropower plants to manage downstream flows and to keep communities informed when water is going to be released.